Hi there, I'm Rex King. Welcome back to another episode where I review films currently in theaters. Today I am talking about Creed 3. Creed 3 is the directorial debut of Michael B. Jordan. He once again stars as Adonis Creed, and in this movie he's retired from boxing. He has his wife, he has a daughter, he lives in this wonderful mansion. His life is pretty much everything he could have possibly wanted. Until one day, one of his older friends, Damien, played by Jonathan Majors, gets released from prison and they meet back up. This causes the past to start flooding back to Adonis. Deciding that he owes Damien something, he tries to help him out. But this starts to lead down a path that will inevitably lead to a confrontation between the two in the ring. Creed 3 is really good. I enjoyed the other two Creed movies. I thought the other two Creed movies followed Adonis's journey to where I would want to follow a character. He starts off trying, in the first movie, trying to prove that he is worthy of the Creed name. And in the second movie, he fully steps out of his father's shadow. And in this one, it's more about him finally confronting his past. This entire movie really could be boiled down to talking about toxic masculinity, because that is what this film is trying to discuss. And it uses the relationship that Adonis had with Damien from their past to kind of drive that point home, as Adonis wants to just forget about the past and not bring it back up anymore, but because of Damien's existence, he's forced to confront it. And I really enjoyed that idea of basically having a character fully represent everything that Adonis was afraid of in his past. Basically, what Damien is what Adonis could have been. Which leads us to the characters, and there's a couple things to talk about here. First off, I really like this stage of Adonis'S development. I like the idea of what they're trying to go with. And that has to mainly do with the fact that I really enjoy Damien as an antagonist. He's much more of a personal antagonist to Adonis, and is somewhat a better representation of what Adonis could have really been like if he went down the wrong path, while also being a force to bring up the past that Adonis has tried so hard to forget about. Now, there is one major thing that I have to talk about, and that is there is no Rocky in this movie. If you didn't already know that, Rocky Balboa, aka Sylvester Stallone, is not in this film. There are reasons for that, but I'm not going to discuss the outside of the movie reasons. But you can definitely feel his presence you can feel that his presence isn't there, and it is lost in the film. It is something that the film does kind of need. I do think it's really good that we had Adonis Creed finally step out of the Rocky Balboa shadow. But I do feel like there are some moments where what Rocky was to Adonis, which was an anchor in his personal / professional life, to kind of like help him deal with things in a healthy way. I feel like without his presence, you needed the other characters to step up and be that anchor that Adonis needs. And some of the characters work in that regard, like his wife, played by Tessa Thompson. If I've said that name wrong, I apologize. And their relationship is really good. And she does try to fill that hole. Unfortunately, there's still no one to really ground him in his professional life, as his coach really wasn't developed in the other two movies. So he just kind of feels really out of place in this film, and it doesn't really work for like what the relationship was between Adonis and Rocky. That being said, I still do enjoy the relationship between the characters in this film, and I do think that they are good characters. And the performances are amazing. Michael B. Jordan is doing his thing as Adonis Creed, and he's playing this version of Adonis really well. And I think he did a great job being a director and a starring performer. But to be honest, what made the movie work is Jonathan Majors as Damien. He gives this character such wonderful presence in the film, and you can really feel like he's more than a physical threat to Adonis. And I really enjoyed that performance that Jonathan Majors brought to the table. I'm very glad that this guy's career is taking off because he is just a fantastic actor, and I look forward to seeing what he does next. The visuals, now here is where I kind of have a nitpick with the film, and that is the fight choreography works some of the times, but not all the time. I heard there was a lot of anime inspiration for the fights, which makes sense because Michael B. Jordan is a huge anime fan. But I didn't see it. I thought, to be honest, the stylized fighting was a little off-putting at times. Some of the shots worked, like when they were showing how he was processing how to beat his opponent. And then there's this scene towards the end where they're fighting and all the noise goes away and it's just him and his opponent in a void, and I really like that. But it's kind of unfortunate because the other two movies had such wonderful fight choreography that I honestly kind of was just taken out of the fights by the weird choreography they did for this film. That being said, they're still fine overall. The music, all of the Creed movies have had such wonderful composition pieces mixed with hip-hop, and this movie's no exception. I do feel like the hip-hop songs were overdone a little bit in this one. I would have preferred if they stuck more to the traditional score method. But what we got in this film is fine. I do enjoy them overall. Overall, I like Creed 3. Is it the best of the Creed franchise? No, I still think that's Creed 2, personally. But it's a different, a different version of the Creed movies, where we finally get to see Adonis confront his past. We get to deal with the characters, dealing with situations that we wouldn't normally see in movies like this, and the fact that it takes on toxic masculinity, which a lot of films don't even touch, I really appreciate that. So at the end of the day, I'm going to give Creed 3 a 7 out of 10. It is a solid film, and I definitely recommend checking it out. Anyway, that's what I thought about Creed 3. What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. And if you liked this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you hit that bell to be notified when I post new videos. And I'll see you next time.